Hey, live on Pet Soundbytes Unplugged podcast, keeping you music alive all over the world. And we are rocking the world, not only in the United States, not only in Canada, not only in the UK, even down in Australia, New Zealand, and Brazil. You want to be the guy doing new music? Well, you got to suck it all up throughout the world. And there is great new music. Today, we're going to be talking to John Love of the band ASCENDIA out of Toronto, Canada. Their little logo behind me. And we got a lot to talk about. They got a great track coming out called Band T that I'm going to throw on our rotation. But in the meantime, if you follow me, you know what I do. I am the video king. I always start our chats off playing the video so you can get a taste of the track if you haven't heard it and seen the video. It's a great track. And then certainly support John and the band and hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Hit the like button as well as mine. So bear with me 2 seconds. And we're going to rock a little ASCENDIA with their track called Band T.
I'm drunk inside a bar, you're not here. A shot of Jack should even out the beer. Another round of shots, I feel my stomach knot. Your favorite song came on. I remember when we saw Slipknot the first time. It was the best night of our life. We had our favorite band T on. Remember when we took them off? I liked the way you looked at me, like I was everything you need. Why did it have to end? I remember.
Our man, Mr. John Love. Where are you, John?
I'm here.
There he is. How are you, John?
I'm good. How you doing?
I got a big smile on my face. I love new music, and I love that track. Man, it brought me back to a little, if his name is Nick, if I got that right, man, he sounded like Chad from Nickelback, man. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. I mean, clearly an influence for that particular song. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. John, well, thank you for your time. I always like to start so the folks get a little background on yourself. Where did you find your love for music? Mom, dad, you went to your first concert?
So my dad was a drummer, and my uncle was a guitar player, and they were both, well, my dad was in a metal band. And so, right away brought me up on classic rock and metal, like, Rainbow, Ronnie James Dio, all the classics. And then, so I was head in right from the beginning from a little kid. So, but the first concert he took me to was Kiss.
Yeah, nice.
I was like, I don't know, 9 years old or something. And it was amazing. I loved it. My little brother, who's the drummer in the band, Billy, fell asleep in the middle of
Fell asleep at a Kiss show. Oh, there's a story.
Like 6. He was like 6 years old, and he just passed out.
He's lucky Gene didn't see him. Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
that was one of my first concerts, boy. Back in like '77. I don't want to talk my age, God. And AC/DC opened up for Kiss, which was like totally insane. Nobody even heard of AC/DC. They had like
that's
one
crazy.
album out, and watching Angus like running around the stage, and it was really weird, but they made their impression. But everybody was obviously there to see Kiss. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you were born a headbanger. You and your brother Billy had no choice, huh?
No, it was part of our DNA right from the start.
Nothing wrong with that, my friend. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Where did you come up with the name?
So basically, names are really tough. They're really hard to it's really hard to find what you want. I don't know what's going to work.
That fits your music, right?
Yeah. It's difficult, and it's sometimes it's when you're not kind of looking, kind of something comes up, and that's kind of what happened in this case. Billy and I'm not sure, we probably were both together, but we were watching movie Godzilla. I think it came out like, I don't know now, I guess it would be 7 or 8 years ago since the name came in. And yeah, there was a section in the movie where there was like ascending strings. So that, like, you know, and I guess the name Ascendia just came from that. It was like literally that. Just something as stupid as that. That's all it took. And we liked it because, you know, it was a one-word name.
Right.
You know, it was just like simple, easy kind of to remember. And yeah, we were just cool with it. It's very hard to find names that suit like feel your music, you know. So
yeah, I mean,
that's what we stuck with.
I think that's important that you think of Ascendia and you think of the music that you guys are putting out. Yeah, Kiss, Rush, Triumph, they're all God, you know. So hurry up, Billy, Google Ascendia. Make sure nobody's got it. No, I hear you. And I like the logo. The logo is pretty cool, though I'm not doing you justice. Oh, that's cool. Okay. You got
like you got wings. I like it.
Well, hey, look, if I'm gonna promote it, I gotta go all out, you know. I'll get a t-shirt from you and I'll be wearing that as much as I can. Well, that's cool. I mentioned Billy, your brother, and I read that Nick is your vocalist. Obviously with Billy, it was pretty easy to form a band. And how did you meet Nick, and how did you form the band?
With Nick, I grew up with Nick in elementary school. So me, Billy, and Nick was my age. But right from really young, when we were in grade 4, I moved to this school and Nick was there. And he was in recess, he used to like do his operatic vocals just like out of nowhere, just like he's joking, he's just being stupid. But ever since then, I knew he could sing. And then when I started getting serious, me and Billy started getting serious about music, probably around grade 9, grade 10. Like I started picking up the guitar around grade 6. So I think around 10 years old, 11 years old. And then from there, it took about 3-4 years to actually get serious and be good at the instrument. And then at that point, I remembered Nick, because Nick could sing, and then we kind of stuck together since then. And Nick was playing guitar, so me and him would get together and jam all the time. And it just kind of happened naturally.
Did you guys do like any of the Battle of the Bands or any of that?
Yeah, we won it. So what happened was we started off with that. We basically funded the whole first album off of winnings because we won all the Battle of the Bands here. And at the time, they were providing studio time.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so we funded, I think, almost the whole album just off of that, which was great. You know,
yeah.
So we didn't have to spend too much money on the actual recording. But yeah, that's how we got the first one done. Second one was not like that, but that was how we did the Lion and the Jester.
We got to do another Battle of the Bands. Keep funding us. Keep throwing us money.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing that anymore. They're like, these guys found a loophole. They keep winning, and they keep.
Don't tell anybody the formula, the secret. Well, that's cool. Talk to me about the songwriting process. I like Band T as a concert goer all my life, and I mean, I like all kinds of music, but my blood is classic rock, a little bit blues. I actually broke into the thing doing country music. Actually,
there you go.
But whatever it takes, any type of music.
Yeah, we songwriting wise, do you want just for Band T or in general?
Yeah, no, in general. Yeah, then we're talking about Band T.
Okay, so in general, the songwriting is so we did. So it's me, Billy, and Nick. We had a producer named Gavin, who he did 3 Days Grace. He's done Billy Talent's, a bunch of really great bands here in Toronto.
Wow. And
so we work with Gavin pretty closely, but essentially the way the songwriting works is Billy does most of the lyric writing, and then me and him both do a lot of the instrumentation. So we'll write the whole music, all the music, all the notes, all the arrangements together. And then when Nick will kind of come in when we kind of have melodies worked out. And Nick comes in and kind of fixes the melodies and kind of, I wouldn't say fix them, but he'll put his touch on them. And then that's kind of how it kind of goes. So Billy will do most of the lyrics. Me and both of us will do the music, and then Nick kind of comes in with the vocals to try and kind of do all the finishing touches.
Yeah, I mean, as the lead singer, he's got to own it when you're doing it live or wherever.
Yeah.
He's got to put his little niche in it, like he almost wrote it, and
Yeah.
really absorbed it for it to come across to the audience. Like he's just not saying words. Like this is coming from him.
Yeah, that's exactly the truth. You have to believe it, otherwise no one believes it.
Yeah, no, it's all. I mean, if you look, everybody's paying attention mostly to the lead vocalist, unless you're doing a solo.
Absolutely, yeah.
So he's the spotlight and the performer. When you wrote like Banty, was this during COVID? Were you able to record together, or was it?
So what happened was we finished the whole album right when COVID came to become a thing. So everything was done. We recorded it, finished. In March of 2019, I think it's now 2019 is when everything shit hit the fan. Right. So we were done and we were ready to go full tilt into the release. And then the whole thing with the pandemic happened. Exactly. Put a screeching halt to everything. And then, 2 years into it, we're like, really, really aching to do something. So we ended up recording Banty in the pandemic near the end when things started opening up, because our manager Reza, he believed that we were missing a ballad on the album. So because the album's a pretty heavy album, I'm not sure if you've heard the whole thing, but like there's some everything's meant to be catchy and easy to sing to, but there's some heavier tracks. But there was nowhere in the album was there a legitimate like ballad, So we're like, this is what's missing. Let's go, write a ballad. So that's kind of Banty was not supposed to be for this album. Banty was supposed to be for the follow-up.
Gotcha.
But, so we decided to go in and do it then.
Yeah, when I see Slipknot, Five Finger Death Punch, and Iron Maiden, I'm like gonna call Jamie going, is this the same group that's putting on Banty? Because it's a little, but it's a great ballad. I mean, who would have, there's a million rock bands out there that we love dearly, and then out of the blue they put out a ballad. You go, holy crap, where the hell did this come from?
Exactly. The ballad's kind of like it's a black sheep, right? It's a standalone. It's its own island, and we love it for that. It represents its own thing. And because there's lots of bands that come out with ballads that are just, I don't know, they break the band, but it's not necessarily like the sound of the band. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like it was just an interesting thing for us to try. We really kind of stepped out of the box in writing that particular song.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Kiss. You think of Kiss, you don't think of Beth. I think of God of Thunder. I think of Black Diamond. I think, Deuce.
Exactly.
Old 1970s Kiss stuff. And Beth, I'm like, what is this? But who would ever think, hey, whatever works.
One of their biggest songs, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it probably, I'm sure it made like #1 or something like that. But you guys got a great opportunity here. Breakfast Television are going to be performing on the morning show in Canada on the 16th, man. How did you get that gig? And that's got to really get the adrenaline going.
Yeah, it's exciting. So basically, kind of just an interconnection that one of my family members had. They were and they really liked like Breakfast Television. Through that connection, they liked what we were doing, and they wanted us to come on. So that's kind of how that kind of came to be. But yeah, it's very, very exciting, right? Because the first time we've never been on television, so.
And this is all of Canada, right? I mean, from Prince Edward all the way to,
I think so. I'm not 100%. It could be Ontario based, but it's definitely national. If you're like, they have a live stream that's online that like, obviously anybody can log in to see. But on television, I'm not exactly sure if it's just Ontario or nationwide.
I mean, but just the exposure alone. Somebody says, "Hey, we watch on the morning show, man." I'm like, "Oh, that's a home run and a half, dude."
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I haven't even really thought about it. You know, we're after this interview, we're going to rehearse, and we're just going to be doing 2 hours of Banty over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Just to make sure we're up to snuff, so that way, you know, at least we sound good and we put a good impression out. You know,
Yeah, no, congratulations, dude. That is there's a lot of people that would trade places with you in a heartbeat. I know a few bands up in the Toronto area that I interview, and just to try to get a gig anywhere. And I know
It's hard.
I know I see another gig coming up. I want to say Club Supermarket. Does that make sense? December
Yeah,
10th.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we're doing that gig December 10th. We're basically going to be doing the entire album in that show. So, I mean, it's going to be funny because no one's going to have known maybe only 3 of the songs, right? Because we've only put out 3, but the whole album's going to get played. So it'll be interesting to see what people think.
Well, yeah, you know what? With the whole COVID thing, it was like a challenge. Every time I would interview somebody, they're like, well, we were afraid to put new music out there because they're
Yeah,
so used to going on tour, like you were saying, everything came to a screeching halt. But I'm
yeah,
like, no, 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 put it all out there. So when you do go on tour, on the third song, you know, to say, hey, so this is the new song. Then I run into the bathroom or getting a beer. They should be familiar with it, you know?
right. Yeah, that's the thing. We were some of these opportunities just kind of come up, and you know, we decided now that we kind of want to just focus on the new album. We didn't want to bring really any of the old stuff on it because we've really progressed quite a bit from that first album. So we're kind of focusing in on these new songs, and we need to get used to playing them. You know, it's like very important for us to get the reps in. So we need to start playing them live. So yeah, we kind of made a game time decision that we're going to put out all the songs from the album, and I think all the people that are just really looking forward to um, hearing the rest of the album are going to have a nice treat because they'll be able to hear it for the first time live.
No, that's going to be great. I mean, the
Yeah.
first, what was it? What was the feeling the first time you got back on stage, your first gig after the whole COVID? Had to be somewhat emotional to go, wow, we're finally back. I know it was crazy for me, you know, just to go to a live show. I'm like hugging
Yeah,
people
yeah,
going, I mean, I don't care how many masks I got to wear. There's something about going to a live show. And so for a musician to get on stage and having people screaming and hollering, had to be a
yeah.
good feeling.
Well, I'll let you know how it goes because tomorrow, sorry, I should say Wednesday is my first show since
Oh, okay.
5 years ago. You know, so that like I'll let you know what that feels like, and it's so funny. We haven't played a show since 2017, I think, and
Wow.
yeah, it's been a while, and now it's like the first show stepping in is live television. So
Freaking huge. It's like you got the Junos in Canada. It's like, okay, and here, you know, ASCENDIA haven't played in 5 years, but we're back, you know?
yeah, hey, we're coming in with a bang. We don't
Yeah.
care.
Hey, you know what? Go big or go home, John. You know what? Go for it.
You know, sometimes these opportunities they come. Like, obviously, it would be nice to have a show under our belts before going on live television, but it doesn't matter. Really, at the end of the day, we're going. It's one song. It's a fun song. It's not a complicated song, so it should go fine. We should be good.
Yeah, so it's you know, the boyfriend, girlfriend, used to go take you to the shows and
Yeah,
obviously a broken relationship, and now I miss you. Come back.
exactly.
Oh,
That's
that's cool.
yeah.
What do you do for us for your own entertainment outside interests or hobbies besides grabbing a guitar and watching Billy and his TikTok
Yeah,
fitness video I read about?
yeah. That's a good question. Right now, I have no time for anything else. To be quite honest with you.
That sounds
I don't have
familiar.
hobbies. Like literally, I can't even go to the gym. I want to go to the gym. You know, it's been so busy with the band and like you know, life in general. You know, I have a full time job and the band's a full time job, so it's very hard to find time to do anything like hobbies. You know, like I love hockey. Like you know, I like playing. I used to play like in a pretty simple like league, just like with some friends, and I've had to stop that. Just don't have time. You know.
Hey,
You
How
know,
bad do you don't, they always say, how bad do you want it? So something's got to give, but you're
100%.
yeah, I mean, you're going to be on the center stage here on TV. So hopefully, I know it's going to work out well for you. And I hope the door opens a lot of more opportunities and all of a sudden your numbers go skyrocketed. Any plans before I let you go? Any plans on trying to get down to the States and do some gigs?
Yeah, there's always where we want to really badly. We did tour the States before, and we loved it. That will be the plan once we get our booking agent situation figured out, and then yeah, that will be one of the top priorities is getting to the States. And we also got to do some shows here in Canada because we need to do we can do some damage up here, and then when the time comes, we're ready to go. We're going to have much more shows under our belts, and so we'll be a well-oiled machine to come down to see you guys because that's important for us.
Have you played in the New York area before?
Yeah, we played. I've played now 2 or 3 times. Played a handful of times in New York. Love New York. Great. Yeah.
Well,
It's
cool.
usually our strongest crowd. I think it's New York and Chicago are usually the strongest shows when we come down to the States.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
I know Jamie or you let me know when you're coming down to New York and we will do my best to promote the show and come down and see you guys and support you. Which social media platforms are you on, John, that you can share with everybody?
So we're everywhere. You can follow us on at Ascendia Music on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Twitter. So we're on all the major ones. So yeah, you can find us there.
Well, cool. Well, man, thank you again for your time. Congratulations on a great song and congratulations on the breakfast show. I don't eat anything. Do the show first, so you're not burping, farting, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh my God, I don't feel good. Just wake up, have a little tea or something, a little honey, and just bang it out and let me know how it goes. Man, my door is open for the next single or video or any project that you're working on, by all means.
Yeah, we will have more singles coming out probably after the new year.
Excellent. Well, there you go. John from ASCENDIA in Toronto, Canada. Got to hit the TV wavelength, boy. Hey, boy, that is like my hairs are standing. That's pretty cool. It could be what's going to be cool and probably frightening as well. But you just look above the cameras, John. You'll be good. It doesn't get any better than this right here, keeping new music alive, not only in the States, anywhere in the world, like these guys, like John up in Toronto. Go support John, Billy, and Nick as much as you can. John, thank you again for your time, my friend.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.